Welcome back to another live stream. Today is Tuesday, March 17th. They say it's St. Patrick's Day. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day, right? All righty then. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Working on some interesting things again today. Power outages galore once again today. We talked about that, I believe it was yesterday, day before. Um, yeah, there's been tens of thousands of power outages just in the last 3 days, let alone the last week. Unbelievable. It's gonna get hot out here in Arizona. Yeah. I did a different workout yesterday and I am like wildly sore. Woo, I am in a good way, in a good way. Good morning, Brian. How you doing, buddy? Wow, just checking out the flight radar. You kind of get an idea of what's going on over on the other side of the world. And kind of interesting to see the different types of flight patterns. Yeah, sure. Good morning, Ocean Stars. Good morning, Moon Fairy. Good morning, Connor, Kaki Connor from Goodyear. All right. 45 degrees in Florida. Here comes that cold. Going to be around for a while, or at least a few days. Gonna get hot out here in Arizona. Mid 90s where I'm at in Arizona. What's up, TJ Daily? Good morning. Thanks for stopping by. Just a casual live stream talking about current events, things I'm working on this morning behind the scenes. I'm showing you guys things before I show it in the video. So you guys see what I'm going to show later on in the day. I show some of it if I have it ready. Sometimes I run across the material um, even 20 minutes before I do the live stream. Then I got to reconfigure my live stream approach. In fact, here's my card for today. St. Patrick's Day. Filled it out yesterday, 317. So this is for today. I'm just now assembling it. So yeah, but I've got a whole folder here full of things that I'm going to pull from videos that people have sent in, and I'll try to make a sensible presentation out of all of it. Absolutely. Cleveland, Ohio had a meteorite go over. Oh, wow, thanks. I'll check that out. Truth Guru, thank you. Sonic booms. Hey, maybe that's what people heard. I got an email from a person out of northern Ohio that said they heard a loud boom last night. Uh, blizzard. Yeah, blizzards, ocean stars, all kinds of stuff. Blizzards, tornadoes, floods, hail, high winds. There have been more high wind reports across the country in the last 48 hours than I think I've ever seen at one time. Um, I'm gonna look up that meteorite because I had a person say, "Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, guys." I'm gonna look up that meteorite because I had a person send in an email talking about a loud boom, and that would probably snowquakes, right on, Gary. Snowquakes, ice quakes, you know it. Yeah, I got an email about that. Happy Leprechaun Day. Thank you, Michael. What are we supposed to do on St. Patrick's Day? Does anybody know? Are we supposed to do anything? Well, I'm not doing anything. Get drunk. I think that used to be the thing years ago. Some places would have green beer, Guinness is a green can. There you go, drink Guinness, right, right. But some places would have straight up green beer years ago. Yep. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna work on something here real quick. Yeah, a lot of people go to bars. Good morning there, Chris from AZ. What's up, buddy? Wear green. I don't have on any green right now. I guess I have to get some green on. I got a green shirt. I guess I could have wore. Oh yeah, corned beef and cabbage. Yep, heard about that. You're right. You're right. You're right. True. Oh, they have parades? Really? Okay, cool. Cool. There's a holiday over here in America every month. Hey, Mother Fairy, you're half Irish. Cool, cool. What's up, Christina? Yeah, we get more and more holidays over here in America every month. I think there's now, well, of course, there's always been Father's Day and Mother's Day, but there's Daughter's Day, there's Son's Day, there's some I never even heard of. What's up, Batman? What's up? Yeah, those are, I think, newer ones. I think whenever there's a holiday, aren't we supposed to go out and spend money? That's probably the real reason they have all these holidays over here. Go spend money. Yeah, yeah, go spend a lot of money. Easter's coming up. We go spend money on eggs. I don't know how the egg industry keeps up. 'Cause eggs being sold, I think, faster than they can make them, at least from a chicken perspective. You're right, Ocean Stars. You are correct. Yeah, Moon Fairy, everything's expensive these days. I guess this is that golden age, huh? Where everything's the price of gold. I think that's how it's supposed to be interpreted, that the golden age is upon us because everything is as expensive as gold. Wow, that's wonderful, isn't it? Alrighty then. Yeah, I gotta start getting warm out here in Arizona, guys. Be nice to find the pot. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, golden age for some people, not the middle class, normal people, I guess, of the world. TJ, you're right. Eat some Lucky Charms. There you go, Michael. Right on, right on. Did St. Patrick drive the snakes out of Ireland or what? Moonberry? I don't know. I know Christina had to turn on the AC, but it's getting close. I think where we're at here, um, let's see, temperature, I think a 94 today, 95. And then in about 48 hours, I think it's supposed to be 100. Hey, what's up, Susu7508? Sir, you changed your name. I kept getting notifications. I was like, who is this? No, this is my name, actually. I'm sorry. This is a second channel I've had for years. I've never used it. I'm just starting to use it. That's all. So just know that this is the second channel. If you're subscribed, great. If you're not subscribed, it sounds like you are because you get notifications. Um, but it's up to you guys. Yeah, extreme heat warning coming. You're right, Michael. Holy cow. And we're not ready for it. We enjoy the cold months, cooler months out here in Arizona. It never gets cold. But wow, like yesterday, I had to go out and fix. I had two sprinklers. Uh, break on me for whatever reasons. One of them, it was my fault. I stepped on it mowing, so I did that. So I knew I had to fix it, and I did. I finally fixed it 2 days ago. The one out front, the one out back. That one kind of broke on its own. It was the original irrigation system put in, and they put it in real cheap. Um, or at least the design was not good. So, because once I got in the ground and looked at it, I'm like, I didn't even know how the sprinkler was even attached. So I put on a new, stronger coupling systems so that it shouldn't break. But nobody stepped on it, nobody touched it. It just broke. So I had to keep the sprinklers off out back because I have grass out in the front and back. So um, this winter I've gotten by with going out, just giving it water, a couple times a week. Conserves water, cuts down on the water bill. But when it gets up to into the hundreds, if you don't water in the morning and evening, the whole yard, it'll turn brown, and I can't have that. So had to get them fixed. I got the other one in the back fixed yesterday, so we're good to go. Just rambling here. Oh, you're welcome, Ocean Stars. Oh, you guys are talking amongst each other. Okay, cool. Oh, the old VPN. Yep, I've heard of those. I don't have one. So right now, guys, what I'm doing, if you were just curious, I'm looking at, oh, here's the power outage situation, in case you were wondering. There you go. Look at that. Michigan's still over 100,000. Red is over 100,000. Orange is over 50,000. Yellow is over 10,000 customers without power currently right now as we're doing this live stream. And as you can see, this is the direction the energy was moving yesterday with regard to the high winds and tornadoes in some places. 55,000 plus in New York without power, 50,000 plus in Pennsylvania without power, 105,000, almost 106,000 in Michigan currently without power. And then you can see Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maine, West Virginia, and Virginia. So another big mess affecting 414,000 customers. That's customers. That's not counting the people that it's affecting. What do you say on average? Three per household, over a million people being affected by the power outages. At least, there's probably more than that. I'm just saying on just average across the board, probably three members per household. Oh, even New Jersey's in the mix at 17,830. Oh yeah, Hawaii. Did they get their power back on? Uh, good question there, TJ. Let me look. Well, they still have 4,760 offline. It's not yellow today, it's blue. So blue means under 10,000. Um, but yeah, they've been dealing with power outages for the better part of a week. Unbelievable. Better part of a week. And you know what? It's just now getting ready to storm pretty heavy out there. I mean, it's been stormy, don't get me wrong, but they're going to see more inclement weather. Yeah, absolutely. And my son's satellites that I like to use, I've got two favorites, the stereo and the SDO. They're both down. They're both down at the moment. Oh, here comes that dome. Ah, wow. This is what's going to create the hot weather out here. Look at that. That's creating the heat dome. It's going to bring in the heat right there. It's going to create a stationary high pressure system. Woo! It's going to get hot. That's going to stall, basically, is what's going to happen. It's going to stall. It's going to just sit there, and things are going to get really warm. Mm, Can't see the summit of Mount Kilauea, but for the most part, it looks like it's quiet. Oh, we do have a solar flare headed towards the Earth. Here we go. From yesterday's solar flare, there was an, in fact, there was one today as well. Here it comes. You'll see it. There it is, coming at us. Green dot is the Earth. Yellow is the sun. You're going to see a solar flare arrive around the 19th or 20th. This is the Earth watch. Here it comes. That's from the X flare that did have a coronal mass ejection. There's the Earth. There it comes. So we do have an incoming storm. We do. Yeah, power outages are not good. You're right. Everybody, good morning from Oklahoma. Good to see you there, Cajun. Is that negative tilt? That is not negative tilt, Brian. No, sir. That is not negative tilt, I don't think. I didn't look at it that close. Still half asleep. No, that's not a negative tilt scenario. It was close in the east of the Mississippi. We got close to a negative tilt situation, but the energy's still flowing basically west to east. It's when the energy flows east to west, it gets kind of gnarly. What's happening in AZ right now, Steve? It's gonna get hot, buddy. Yeah, we're looking at temperatures close to 100 today, but not supposed to be 100 yet, thankfully. Oh man, I'm not ready for the hundreds. I don't think anybody's ever really ready for the hundreds. Rare severe weather warning issued. I'll have to check into that. I think it's supposed to start tomorrow. Oh yeah, here we go. Damn. Mm. Just looking at one of my weather sources. 100, That's tomorrow. So I'm sure that'll probably be a record. I gotta check and see. But yeah, it's coming. It's gonna be like that. The 19th, that was the 18th, 19th. Oh, look at this one. Are you serious? Oh no, this is nasty. Look at that. That's Friday. Oh my gosh. Oh, 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 in March? Come on, man. That is nuts. And then 27 in New York at the same time. 27 in New York, 109 in Phoenix. We in March. That is nasty. You're right there, anything, Brian. That is nasty, 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 buddy. Ugh. Oh, you had to leave your faucet dripping last night, Cajun, because of the cold? I've had to do that too when I lived in the Central Plains. Yeah, I keep that water flowing just a little bit. It kind of minimizes the possibility of it freezing. You don't want the water to freeze in your lines because it will expand and break your pipes. Yeah, so you want to keep them on a slow drip. Yep, slow drip. I know that is insane for March, TJ. It really is. We like March. We look forward to March out here because it's pleasant. Temperatures aren't extreme. We understand we live in an extreme environment out here, and we're in the desert for crying out loud. It's going to get hot. I know it. Thank you, Ocean Stars. Uh, I'd love to be a storm chaser. You know what? I would too. I would do it. Yeah, absolutely. I've done it. I have done it. Done it a couple times. Boy, you talk about Adrenaline rush, whoo, especially if you're chasing a tornado. Yeah, it is a pure adrenaline rush, but you've got to know your angles if you're chasing a tornado, and you got to know the lay of the land, and you got to be looking at the radar in your handheld, and it's imperative that you're going just slightly in a different direction. Um, but yeah, it's fun. I like it. Absolutely, it's fun. Thank you. That's very kind. I would do it. Absolutely. You know, oh, man, I am sore. I'm sore. I'm sore. I'm sore. I started a different workout, and I'm feeling it this morning. I've already done some calisthenics. I'm trying to get loosened up. But I'm a little sore today in a good way. Yeah, in a good way. It's all good. Yeah, the hot weather's coming out west, and boy, you can see it. The heat dome parked west of the Mississippi River. What's up, Brian? I think it temporarily got hot in March or April 2009, but then the heat backed out for another 4 weeks. Yeah, and I think that's going to be true to form here too, Brian. I think it's going to be hot for a few days and then back down into the 80s, um, which I guess we'll manage. We'll manage. It was probably, if I had to guess, a La Nina, El Nino transition year. If when you're talking about 2009, I had that open. Did I close it? Looks like I closed it. Let me see if I can find it. We'll just see. I'm gonna look and see if that was a La Nina or El Nino year. I'm curious. I'm familiar with them, but not that familiar. Let's look and see. I use them to forecast the type of hurricane season we could be possibly looking at. Yeah, just look at El Nino, La Nina. Here we go. Ah, I found it. Cool. Oh 09, 2000. I'll be damned. It's the same as this year, pretty much. Yeah. Weak La Nina. Yeah. See, we're in a weak La Nina right now. Here we are. Yeah, Brian, good observation when you mentioned 2009, buddy. Look, I know this is backwards and I apologize. This is where we are right here. We're in a weak La Nina. Okay. That's what that's called. This would be neutral. Above this is El Nino. This is La Nina. We're in a weak La Nina phase. And if you go back to 2009, which is right here, what were we in? A weak La Nina phase. So that could explain the influence of the high pressure dome, because that's really all it is. When you transition from La Nina to El Nino or vice versa, uh, El Nino to La Nina to El Nino, it's the heat anomaly at the equator off the coast of Ecuador that extends 1,000 miles, fluctuates by a few degrees Celsius slash Fahrenheit. Um, that steers, believe it or not, it's so wild. Those very moderate temperature fluctuations control the jet streams, which control the weather. It's wild. It really is. I've studied it. I researched it. It is true because I verified it with records, old records, and it's right here. There's a heat anomaly that we can't see on this one because this is just a visual. But right out here off the coast of Ecuador, this is where the temperature will change every 2 or 3 years, um, by anywhere from 1 degree Celsius to 3 degrees Celsius, right out in here. That will change the personality of the jet streams globally. It influences the global weather. So, 2009, we were in a weak La Nina, like right now. Um, Same thing, Brian. Good job. Yay, Brian. I don't know if it could, yeah, it does. It explains the cold and probably wildfires. Yeah. I don't know about the wildfires in Nebraska. But I suppose it could have an impact on it. Sure, sure. Those numbers tell the tale of the tape, man. If you want to know what's going to happen in the future, just look in the past. Look at numbers in the past, and they usually will be pretty close. Yeah, pretty close to the same, with regard to weather. Um, Look at the La Nina patterns, El Nino patterns. And I don't know who gave them the names, but that's just what they ended up giving them. Yeah, it's just a temperature anomaly off the coast of Ecuador. Look at all these ships. Way to go, Brian. Look at all these are ships. Just basically cargo ships, bulk carrying ships. Those are trade routes with ships all around the world. Ships always moving merchandise all around the world. That is right now in real time. Here's the planes that are doing the same thing, moving people, sometimes merchandise. Yeah, there's planes that carry merch, of course. But here you go. I will say the planes look a little light today. We've got a couple of balloons up, a balloon out by Hawaii and a balloon out here in the west. Planes doing the same thing. Trade routes. Trade routes have been around since the beginning of time, since man started trading goods. These are trade routes. Yeah, they got a balloon up out in Hawaii, checking the weather. Not anything. New balloons go up every day. They're usually up around 50 or 60,000 feet. Wait a minute here. What's up with this? Okay, this is weird. Is that in Mexico? Look at this, guys. What is going on? No, I just found something. Look, check it out. See those planes right there? Those are in Mexico. Those are not normal airplanes. Okay, hold on. Maybe they are. Hold on, maybe they are. Okay, they're right on the border. Okay, they're right on the border. I mean, literally right on the border. There's four of them flying right on the border this morning. Yeah, they are, Brian. Michael, you're right. Oh, you saw a plane coming out of Hawaii? Thank you, Brian. Yeah, on flight 24. Yep, that's what I'm looking at. I've used this for years. But yeah, there's four traveling together right along the border there. At first, I thought they were in Mexican airspace, which is not something I've ever seen. Uh, Boy, they're close, though. They're very close. And the situation in Cuba, have you guys heard about that? The power grid has completely collapsed in Cuba. Yeah, which has been uh, having issues for 2 or 3 years now. This is probably the fourth time, at least I can recall, in a year and a half that the grid has collapsed in Cuba. Fourth time. And what's up with all the old cars in Cuba, guys? Have you noticed that? Well, I need a haircut. Holy crap. That is some wild hair, guys. Jeez. I'll get one here soon. Hey, guys, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed the old cars in Cuba? The old 56 Chevys, 57 Chevys. Every time I see a photo out of Cuba, I always see the old cars, Ocean Stars. Yep, and they're American cars. Yeah, no power in Cuba. Again, and it's not from inclement weather because the weather is usually pretty good in Cuba. Oh, really, Brian? I know. There's a lot of them, and you know what? They're in very good shape. Yeah, they're in great shape. Um, I just saw a picture a couple days ago of a couple old cars. Ocean Stars, you know what? If you had to work on them and if you were halfway, yes, I agree, TJ. If you were halfway mechanically inclined, those cars were much easier to work on than cars today. But the problem, I don't know how you find parts for a 56 Chevy in today's world. I mean, I suppose you could somewhere, but oh, something about the import rules. Gotcha. That makes sense, Brian. I've never researched it. It was just an observation and then I moved on, you know. Um, I think one time I did spend about an hour. If you go on Google Earth, and I did this several years ago. In fact, I just remembered I did it. I forgot, but I went on Google Earth. I went to Cuba, did dropped Street View, and if you do that, you can see there are a lot of old cars all around the island of Cuba. Yeah, just going on Google Earth. I was surprised Google Earth was um, able to go down there and drive around. I mean, they did. So yeah, they're all over the place. Looked like there was more older cars and trucks than there were newer. There were some newer ones, yes. But I think the import rules, like you said, are probably um, I don't know, they probably something up with it. They don't import a lot. I think they used to get their oil from Venezuela, I think. And they last longer. You're right, Ocean Stars. And the thing too, like I said, people are able to repair those cars. Your engine isn't all overwhelmed with sensors. And today's cars are so overwhelmed with a sensor for this and a sensor for that and a sensor for this and a sensor for that. Then they move the alternator down to the bottom of the engine where you can't get to it because alternators do go bad. And they used to be at the top and they were pretty easy to change in an older style car. Now, for whatever reason, they put the alternator at the bottom just to make it more challenging for uh, somebody that can change it themselves. Oh, here you go, Brian. Thank you. Online, it says it was because the U.S. trade embargo imposed in 1959. Makes sense because a lot of those vehicles that I saw were from the 50s. So they just kept the vehicles that they had running. Iron block engines. Yes, sir. Yep. I used to have a 84 Chevy Silverado four-wheel drive, and it had a 350 big block. But when you opened the hood, everything was right there. So if you wanted to change your plugs, your plug wires, if you needed an alternator, there was plenty of room to work. Absolutely. And even more so with the cars in the 50s. Yeah, yeah. And they were heavy, well-made cars, not the cars like cars today are there's so much plastic on cars. It's kind of wild. Ah, there you go, Brian. Thank you for the info. Simpler times. You're right, Ocean Stars. Yep, makes sense. Makes sense. The newer, especially the smaller cars today, are made of plastic. Even homes. I'm surprised that people. Not so much out here in the Southwest. I've noticed the homes out here are, the adobe out exterior stucco block homes. But if you get up into the Midwest, just slightly west of the Mississippi River, and then a lot east of the Mississippi River, these vinyl homes, these homes that are wrapped in vinyl siding, when that became a thing several years ago, it became very popular because you could choose a color, you didn't have to paint your house, and that was the big thing behind it. You didn't have to paint your house. That was the selling point, okay? Uh, whatever. Yeah, houses wrapped in plastic. Have you seen hailstorms? I've got a video around here of a house in, well, one out of Nebraska and one out of Iowa, where the house took on horizontal hail and it penetrated the vinyl siding and it just totally ruined it. Yep, it's not real sturdy. No, native cedar log home. All right, E7.0. That sounds interesting. I bet it's beautiful. A lot of upkeep though. Huh? Okay, okay, I didn't know that. What would you do? Live storm chase safely? Of course I would. Ah, nice, Brian. That makes sense. Now, depending on what part of Arizona, I suppose if you were up in the rim country at around 5,000 feet, you may be able to pull off no AC. But down in the Phoenix Valley, oh my gosh, I don't think um, it would be tough to live without AC, like when it's 115 with no wind, even with a fan blowing. I mean, that's kind of dangerous, to be honest. It really is. It's kind of dangerous, I think. Oh, well, I do one? Yeah, I would love to, but I'm not in a storm prone area. I'm going to do some reports on this heat. In fact, I'm going to take my thermostat, outdoor thermometer. I've got an outdoor thermometer right up there. Check it out. See it? I'm going to take that outside, and we're going to watch the heat go up to 109. We'll see how accurate it is. Yeah. Well, I know that's accurate, but we'll see what the temperature gets up to. But I would storm chase. You know I would. I took my family on a storm chasing mission a couple of years ago. We didn't get in I wouldn't have put them in the middle of it. No, I took them along for the experience for a little mini vacation. This was like 3 years ago. But I did the storm chasing. Um, I never got into a tornado. No, I didn't. But yeah, I did. I've done it. Took my family with me. Yeah, but I wouldn't take them out in the middle of the action. No. My wife's not a big fan of storms anyway, so she wouldn't enjoy it. But I exercise caution. I'm not going to put myself in the middle of the tornado. I chased one back in 1995, and the only reason I chased it is because I knew the storm was going this way, and I'm going this way. So it was going away from me, and I stayed a safe distance behind it and watched it, just observed. This was pre-smartphone and all that. So not everybody was carrying around, video cameras with them at the time. Or trust me, I would have been recording. It is fun, TJ Daily. It is fun. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, Reed Timmer is really good. Reed's a very smart, sensible guy. Sometimes he takes some calculated risks, but he's wanting to get that money shot. I understand. That's why he's out there. So he's not out there to be timid. He's out there to be a go-getter, and he is. And he's very good. But um, again, it's calculated risk. Calculated risk. Like I saw a video he posted about a week ago. In fact, my wife ran across it shared it with me, and he got a little too close. He was almost in the right wing of the tornado, but he did fine. Yeah, he's a smart guy. I like Reed. Absolutely. Calculated risk. Extreme meteorologist. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good storm chaser. Absolutely, he is. Yeah, I think so too, TJ. Hmm. But I do think this situation we're going to be dealing with here, at least out in the southwestern United States, it's going to be hot in Southern California too. Even Central California, going to be very hot. Um, Parts of Utah, Nevada, New Mexico, it's going to be hot. West Texas, especially Arizona. But you know what? It's going to pass. It's going to pass. It's going to get back down into sensible temperatures by the end of next week, middle of next week. And then hopefully we'll have more days freezing. I know it's cold up in the UK and Florida. I think it was 45 in some parts of Florida this morning. That's pretty cool for March in Florida. Yeah. And when you're used to warm temperatures all the time, um, when it gets like to 45, it feels cold. Even though it's not really that cold, it feels cold if you're used to a steady diet of um, let's say 78-degree days and 58-degree nights. So it gets down to 45. It's like, whoa, that's cold, even though it's not really that cold, you know? Yep. Wow. Very sore. Woo. Well, listen, guys, thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I've got some things I really need to focus on, and I don't want to be rude and just sit here. I like to interact with you guys and see what's going on in your lives and your part of the world. And now I need to get focused on some things I'm working on. So, again, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Uh, Good talking to you, Brian. And listen, guys, we'll do it again tomorrow, okay? Thanks for watching. Have a super day. Be safe out there.